Hi, my name is Parker, and alongside Rachel, Cameron, and Julia, we'll be talking to you today about development of romantic relationships. A romantic relationship means to be in a relationship based on a mutual romantic love. Some relationships are often sexual, but not all. In a romantic relationship, you must share a connection and a bond of mutual love and devotion with someone. It also means to be more concerned with your partner's well-being and happiness than your own. The main topics we will discuss about romantic relationships are initial attraction, dating in adolescence or hooking up, online dating, long-distance relationships, honeymoons, fighting, and cohabitation. Initial romantic attraction refers to the first interpersonal interaction between two individuals where feelings of romantic love are experienced, accompanied by a desire to meet up again. Much evidence indicates that external factors such as physical attractiveness and socioeconomic status influence initial attraction. So, Burns' law of similarity was that participants are more likely to become attracted to a stranger with whom they share many common attitudes than to one with whom they share a few. That actual similarities of personality traits predict initial attraction is the basic summary of this law. Some research has suggested that actual similarity in external qualities, so for example age or hairstyle, is more predictive of initial attraction than similarity on physical qualities. So clever, confident in initial encounters, perhaps because external qualities are easier to access. Matchmaking companies and theoretical perspectives on close relationships suggest that initial attraction is, to some extent, the product of two people's self-reported traits and preferences, so romantic attraction can be predicted from self-reported traits and preferences. Initial romantic attraction has important implications for the development of romantic relationships. Much research demonstrates that physical attractiveness predicts initial romantic attraction. Women were more attracted to men higher in dispositional mindfulness, beyond the effects of physical attractiveness. Men who were more attracted to women who were more physically attractive, but female mindfulness did not influence male initial attraction. In this context, mindfulness means that you are aware of what you are thinking at every given moment and that you are living in the present moment at all times. Physical characteristics such as symmetrical faces, waist-to-hip ratios in women, and shoulder-to-hip ratios in men have been identified as signs of health and reproductive viability, and are thus perceived as desirable. Research indicates that individual different characteristics do indeed influence initial romantic attraction. For example, kindness, intelligence, and humor, emotional intelligence, emotional stability, conscientiousness, agreeableness, extroversion, and low neuroticism have each been associated with greater initial romantic attraction. Males were more attracted to females higher in extroversion, agreeableness, and conscientiousness, and lower in neuroticism and negative affect. Dating in adolescence means that a person is actively getting out there to meet people and spend time with them, which will lead to commitment. According to this article I read, when we ask about dating, we mean when you like a guy and he likes you back. But this does not have to mean going on a formal date. We all wonder what is the difference between dating and a relationship. The main difference between dating and being in a relationship is that people in a relationship are connected by a mutual commitment to each other. And so basically you and the person you're with have officially or unofficially agreed that you are seeing each other exclusively and are in a partnership together. Many teens date because they feel that they want to start a relationship early and are ready for commitment. However, there are many teens who do not want to date until they get older because they are not ready for that type of commitment. Many adolescents, especially college students, tend to hook up with other people than date. Consistent with a pattern of rational instability, the study of hooking up among college students has quite often been studied in the last 2 decades, according to Shulman and Connolly in this article I read. When it comes with relationships for adolescents, their popular interest is sexual behavior. According to the article I read, researchers have increasingly explored the character of adolescent romantic relationships, and scholarly as well as popular interest in teen sexual behavior has continued unabated. Hookups are uncommitted relationships that involve sexual encounters or one-night stands. Students tend to involve in their partners or casual friends, flirting, drinking alcohol, hanging out, and engaging in sexual behaviors from kissing to sexual intercourse. And continue with hooking up. Hooking up does not lead to an intimate relationship. According to Shulman and Connolly, about 80% of undergraduate participants reporting have engaged in a hookup at least once in their college career. Hooking up might be regarded as a form of problematic behavior and has been associated with other forms of risk-taking behavior, which could lead to more problems with the partner, increased violence, and reduced commitment and confidence in the relationship. Many adolescents do not want to have a committed relationship until they graduate college because dating can be a big responsibility for them. They feel that if they start a relationship in college, they will not have the opportunity to experience college, have fun, and do other activities without worrying about commitment. Okay, so moving right along, we're going to head on to the honeymoon stage of a romantic relationship. So first, relationships are thought to begin with a honeymoon phase, in which partners are portraying themselves positively and ignoring their partner's faults. So communication strategies are relatively high, and negative qualities are relatively low for those in the honeymoon stage, since we're very focused on the positives. So it includes a high level of arousal and excitement as the dyad gets to know one another. In this phase, the relationship is fairly casual, and it involves mostly positive interactions as partners are presenting themselves favorably. So for both men and women, relationship duration was negatively associated with frequency of sexual intercourse, a pattern that is consistent with other studies, and that may not occur so significantly in dating couples who are still in the so-called honeymoon phase in their relationships.
Online dating. There was a study done that the primary aims of that study were to test whether perceived dating success would differ between offline and online zero-acquaintance dating contexts and to investigate the role that self-esteem might play in these evaluations. Participants were presented with the same photos of targets in either an offline or online dating scenario and rated their chances of dating success along with their perceptions of how attractive they thought the target would consider them. Higher self-esteem individuals believed they would be rated as more attractive. There was an overall perception that irrespective of self-esteem level, meeting online would lead to better chances of dating success. These findings are considered in relation to an increased ability to more precisely manage impressions and develop an image of the self which would be evaluated more positively online. Online dating continuation. A study was done and showed that there is an increasing use of the internet for dating and sexual purpose. The aim of this study was to investigate the contribution of social anxiety and sensation seeking to ratings of sex addiction among those who use dating internet sites. The method they used was a total of 279 participants. 128 were males and 151 were females. The overall mean age was 25 years old, and the age range of 18 to 38 answered questionnaires on the internet. The questionnaires included demographic details, Leibowitz Social Anxiety Scale, Zuckerman Sensation Seeking Scale, and Sexual Addiction Screening Test. The results were the users of internet dating applications showed higher scores on the SAST, which is the Sexual Addiction Screening Test, than the non-users. Second, participants who had low scores of sex addiction had lower social anxiety scores than the participants with high scores of sexual addiction. There was no difference in sensation-seeking scores between participants with low and high scores of sexual addiction. The discussion and conclusions were that the results of this study indicated that social anxiety, rather than sensation-seeking or gender, is a major factor affecting the use of internet dating applications for obtaining sexual partners. Another study was done, and this study uses a longitudinal design to investigate the effects of online dating sites on first date success. Participants were surveyed before their first date with someone from an online dating site, and again after meeting their partner in person. As part of the survey, they also supplied the emails they had sent to their partner through the dating site so their actual communication could be examined. Findings indicated that first date success was predictable from features of participants' online impressions and relational dynamics. The results are discussed in terms of their theoretical and methodological contributions to the literature on relationship development, as well as their partner implications for online dating sites and users. Long distance. Little is known about long-distance dating relationship. However, this study aimed to investigate differences between long-distance dating relationships and geographically close relationships and to explore predictors of relationship quality. Participants were 474 women and 243 men in long-distance dating relationships and 314 women and 111 men in geographically close relationships. While individuals in long-distance dating relationships are not at a disadvantage, and that relationship and individual characteristics predict relationship quality. This knowledge could be a powerful tool for helping those in long-distance dating relationships. Long distance. In the last decade, there has been a surge in the number of ways in which romantic partners can remain in contact with each other. The use of communication technologies may have important implications for the maintenance of relationship satisfaction. Unfortunately, most research in this domain has been conducted with samples that are composed predominantly by individuals in geographically close relationships. This study examined the use of communication technologies in long-distance relationships, including how various mediums of communication are associated with relationship satisfaction and communication satisfaction. Using a diverse online sample of individuals in long-distance relationships, we found that the frequency of utilizing various channels of communication was associated with relationship satisfaction and communication satisfaction. The most frequently used channel of communication was text messaging. However, Skype use was the strongest predictor of both relationship satisfaction and communication satisfaction. Further, communication satisfaction mediated the relation between Skype use and relationship satisfaction. We integrate our findings into theoretical perspectives on computer-mediated communication.
Fighting in romantic relationships means that two partners show disagreement in a conversation, which can lead to a conflict in their relationship. When couples fight, it could cause a negative impact towards themselves and others. For example, two parents that fight all the time will most likely lead to a divorce, which will affect their children negatively. Those negative effects include depression, loneliness, drug and alcohol abuse, and other mental health problems. Fighting can also lead to stress, which can lead to physical and mental health problems in the relationship. According to the authors in this article I read, research demonstrates that family-related stress is associated with an increased risk of physical health problems and mental health disorders across development. Many couples fight about money, kids, timing, romance, and chores. Many people, especially couples, wonder if fighting in a relationship is normal. Fighting is normal or common for most relationships, especially married couples. There are many couples that fight over a disagreement, but they figure out a way to fix their relationship. Fighting or arguing allows couples to focus on solving their problems before they become too severe. There are some couples that fight every day, which can lead to unhappiness and conflicts in the relationship. For couples who tried everything they can to make the relationship work, but cannot find the answers to their problems, end up ending the relationship or getting a divorce.